Shyly's reply to my apology for reference. I want to read it again, just so it's fresh. The absolute audacity to sit here and continue to manipulate and gaslight is absolute insanity. The pain and mental torment you've caused to the ones closest and most supportive of you has been devastating, and I've never been so heartbroken and hurt for so badly of my friends. You are the fakest person I've ever had the displeasure of supporting, reading and hearing of how you've really viewed me behind my back, not just through screenshots of your man, but also your very own messages, while having to sit here and read through these bullshit lies you spin makes me want to vomit. To claim that you didn't know a single thing and had zero awareness of what your man was up to, when everyone who shared even a single moment with you knows that you basically operate as the same person, while loving to jump at the slightest opportunity to turn into your most slanderous self as soon as the opportunity was given, even when talking about your friend, is sickening. I have experienced your own actions without Red in a situation where in your own screenshotted words you express a pressure to live up to what Lily is, and proceeded to throw one of your most loyal and supportive friends under the bus after months of continuous planning just because you consistently chose business over friends, never feeling bad for failing them. So Shylily obviously saw the screenshots from the last segment and saw that they were talking about her and how they felt pressured to live up to her. Just to earn the bag and compete with me over a Vcard collab that you rescheduled to be on the exact date your friend needed you to keep an important promise. I mean, Sinder did reschedule that collab. Now, whether or not she did this knowing that Numi's concert was on that date, that depends on whether you believe her or not. There's not a lot of... that just depends whether you believe her or not. You actively lied about it to them, instead blaming me for a collab you rescheduled, adding... Okay, this is the part where she says I couldn't say no to her. Got it. Adding me to the pool of excuses to save your ass when you realize you were being a bad friend. Why blame me for choosing to miss an obligation you agreed to on one of the most important days in that friend's career? Everything you do is out of competition through your constant need to one-up the people who are the sole reason you even have these opportunities and platforms to earn from to begin with. You're welcome, by the way. I mean, she's not wrong about this part. Like, everything that she does is out of competition and her constant need to one-up and, seek validation. You claim that it's just business. Well, in the business world, there has to be accountability, and all you've done is to try to shove it away and admit to nothing. In true narcissistic fashion, you've only feeling sorry about yourself and your own consequences and your career and try to salvage it. I'm sorry for everyone who looked up to you as an inspiration, and I'm especially sorry for your fans. Power pups deserve better.
Shylily was a friend, but I've never been close with her. I wanted to get to know her better because of how close she was to my other friends. She's someone I've always looked up to. I saw her as a role model, and as of this year, a potential business partner. I wanted to live up to who she's been for the Vtuber community, and gamer subs now that I held the same title. She was the only example of a Vtuber in that position before me, and set the bar for what a gamer subs part owner is and does. I've never been jealous of her, or envious of what she had, and I didn't see her as my competition at any point. Since October of 2024, Shylily and I had been messaging back and forth every now and then in our DMs, leading up to our interactions before and during our collab you saw in the previous section. From the second half of March, she stopped replying to my messages. It's not odd to get busy and miss messages, and I was guilty of that all the time to too many people. But it was out of the ordinary and was going on for almost a whole month by the time I was cancelled. This was alongside her seemingly dodging collabs we were both a part of and off-putting reactions to me rating her. I became anxious about what was going on in March and April because I viewed her in such high regard. Shylily didn't have her own document about me, and didn't say anything until after I did, but she was the first one Nano contacted about any of this and was involved the entire way through. Shylily pulled everyone together to organize, plan, write, and post the documents that ended in my cancellation, and her lie-filled reply to my apology was the final nail in my coffin. Her actions show she clearly had something against me before no ever said anything to her, and she couldn't take accountability and admit to it until I was already in the ground. Shylily said she wanted her own section, so here it is.
She said she knew after the Vcard Numi concert stuff. That was in in February. So in March, Shylily stopped talking to her. So By that time, she had already spoken to Numi and probably made up her mind or realized that she felt that Sinder was sketchy. Probably why she didn't message her as much anymore.
I'll show and explain everything I was experiencing with Shylily for the couple months leading up to what happened, since it's relevant to understand what Red told Nano in their messages. I won't be repeating things that included Shylily in the previous section about Vcard, and this section will pick up right before the release of the game and my collab with her.
I need to talk about this first because I made a mistake and knew it upset Shylily even if she couldn't admit it to me. Red and I were planning my stream for Vcard launch day and asked gamer subs about Shylily's exclusive unboxing stream to make sure we weren't stepping on her toes. During my stream on the 31st, I didn't start doing anything Vcard related until 3 p.m. EST out of respect for her. Red then gave GamerSup a list of questions I wrote down for him that my community had asked me about Vcard on one of the previous streams. Red: hey guys, we're planning our Vcard launch stream. Is there any restriction on how/when Sinder can start opening packs on Friday because of Lily's stream? Just want to make sure we're not stepping on any toes. Nope, 3 p.m. EST on launch day. The second the box comes out, everyone's good to go. I think he meant because Lily is opening packs an hour before launch. We wanted to see if she's the only one who can do that. Yeah, she said exclusive unboxing 1 hour before launch in her post. So check in with you guys, is there was any agreement with her or not. I believe Lily will start that first hour before launch showing off the boxes and binder and deck box and such, and then get into opening them. Yes, nothing will be purchasable on the site, however, until 3 p.m. EST. Also, I'm waiting for final numbers to update you this week. Is that with my code? Some questions we had from our community. How much will a box cost? How many cards per pack? Is there a limit on how many single customers can buy after the first batch is sold out? How soon do we estimate there will be a restock? And then they just respond. I'm gonna save my voice.
Since the questions asked were stated to be from my community, and I wasn't told that this information was confidential and couldn't be shared, I assumed it was okay for me to tell my chat the answers to their questions on my stream. This stream was the day before the game's launch day, and no info had been released on what was going on, how things would work, or what things were priced at. The information I gave made it onto the GamerSups or Vcard subreddit, and into Shylily's Discord server, both citing me specifically as the source. Right after my stream ended, GamerSups sent me updated info about the box pricing.
Okay, so they changed the booster box price from $90 to, and it wasn't $85, it was $90. This was a day, I don't know what was this bit about, I don't really get it, but okay. This was the day Vcard launched. Shylily talked about how angry and annoyed she was about Vcard info leaking early. Oh, is that what it was about? Including incorrect info. She claimed she didn't know who leaked information, saying I guess people are just excited to be the ones to spread stuff before me. Oh, that's why she included this, okay. Sinder says since the question asked were stated to be from my community, and I wasn't told that this information was confidential and couldn't be shared, I assume it was okay for me to tell my chat the answers to their question on my stream. This stream was the day before the game's launch day, and no info had been released. Okay, but I feel like it's not like this was NDA information. When Shily said that, she made it sound like there was some actual big stuff being leaked. Not gonna lie, it does sound a bit much.
Of the info I gave out the day before, I was wrong about the price by $5, which I was only updated about after my stream ended. The other thing I advertised that I assumed would be the case, but was wrong about, was Vcard being available 20 minutes early on the GamerSups app. All of their drops were consistently like this for a long time, but it was only on Vcard's launch day did Red and I find out that this was discontinued. Everything else was correct, but I didn't know I wasn't supposed to say anything about it.
Red asked, and will Vcards be available 20 minutes early on the app or only at 3 p.m. everywhere? Everything will go live at 3 p.m. EST. From my understanding, the 20-minute early on app is no longer something we do company-wide. Alright, so their reference contact gave them the wrong info.
Shylily said that official sources were the only ones with correct info, meaning herself and the GamerSups or Vcard Twitter accounts. When someone asked if I was an official source, she said no, I was a part owner now, and I didn't know there was a difference between me and the other official sources. I was given the information directly from the source, thought it was okay to make public, and thought I was doing the right thing by answering questions the community had. My motivation wasn't to be the first to share this info. The community didn't know what was going on just a day before the game launched, and instead of leaving them in the dark, I gave them the answers to the questions asked on their behalf. As a new part owner, people were looking to me for answers about Vcard, and I thought I was doing the right thing by informing them. I was wrong to do so and made a mistake, and I made sure to correct the info I had wrong on my stream on launch day. That night I messaged Shylily to apologize about what I did. After what happened with Numi 2 nights earlier, I was making an effort to be more open about things. Shylily avoided saying I was the person who was leaking info, or admitting I was who she was mad at. I was the only one who could have shared the incorrect price and was the one mistakenly advertising the early app pre-orders, and there were posts citing me as the source of all this leaked information. Shylily knew it was me, sounded pretty mad on stream at the leaker who was excited to be the one to spread stuff before her, but danced around it as if she was never mad at me. In the end, she praised me for having the balls to reach out to her about this.
Cinder says, "Hi Lily, heard you were upset about some Vcard information going out earlier than you would have liked, and I think it was from me. A few days ago I told GamerSub that my community had questions about Vcard, one of which being about prices. At the time they told me a box was $85, and being an answer to a question I asked on behalf of my community, that made it seem like it was okay to share. I also only found out today that GamerSub is discontinuing the app early access while I was under the assumption that Vcard would launch with the same access like other drops over the past year. So I want to apologize to you if I was the one to cause you stress and confusion for the community. As soon as I was given updated info at the start of my stream today, I made sure to correct my mistake from before, but I'm really happy that Vcard's launch did so well, and I hope we can have fun together tomorrow if you're still down." I think that's a good message from Cinder. Oh, Cinder, don't worry. I had some annoying chatter tell me a bunch of info never released, and they were spreading stuff around in my Discord. Okay, so it's about other info. Probably not that. When I literally told them the day before that the info is not going to be available until launch, but they blew up in my Discord claiming VTubers have been claiming that stuff on stream, and then today I had a bunch of people in my chat upset that I changed the prices. Like, broke it off my dick, Lamau, I didn't do shit, but yeah, it was during my day off and I didn't want to make a tweet or anything correcting shit because that's low-key a bit weird. Like, making drama out of a potential misunderstanding, like in your case, Lamau. So I just mentioned on stream to not trust any source that I've been spreading info and only believe info I publish, GamerSub, Vcards, or any direct source. I also doubt you were the only one talking about it. Plus, if you asked GG on behalf of chat and no one told you it wasn't supposed to be public, then that's on them. They should have clarified that to you. Literally nothing you could have done about that. This part was a little weird on stream though, because today a lot of info has indeed been made public and a bunch of people have been making posts and stuff about Vcards and additional info, so I hope no one caught strays. Also, hold up. Yours and redacted name are the only completed page after 4 boxes. Also, of course, I'm still down to pull together tomorrow. Only reason I haven't reacted to the sheet yet is because I saw it was gonna go live and I was already behind because I'm a master procrastinator and I did not get shit done till after I was supposed to be on. Oh, and by the way, huge fucking respect to reach out about the info leak stuff. That takes a lot of balls. Could have just kept it to yourself after all. I appreciate that. I just wanted to clear things up with you so there wasn't any weird feelings between us. I completely understand how annoying people can be when plans change and they start pointing fingers at us, and I know Vcard has been your project, so I see why you'd be frustrated. I'm trying to do my best to get everyone on board with the cool things we do and with the information I have, especially now that I'm partial owner like you. How many times is she gonna mention that she's a partial owner like her? I'm super hyped about the future of Vcard and all the cool things us and GamerSubs can do together. In another conversation with GamerSub, as a couple weeks later, we asked for them to clarify to us what is and isn't able to be shared publicly going forward after what happened during Vcard's launch. I was told that there was not really a certain source the launch info was supposed to come from. Red, also for future launches, please let us know what is and isn't supposed to be said publicly and what it can be. And then Cinder adds, yeah, the info I asked about for Vcard launch that I thought was okay to share in my community ended up all being wrong and I got a lot of backlash for it. I didn't know that info was only supposed to come from certain sources. A bunch of redacted sentences. Fully understood, very sorry for that. It was my fault. There was not really a certain source, but when I gave the info here for launch, it was at the time correct. I believe hours before launch we changed things last minute. I should have updated that right away here. I will be absolutely sure to say what is public and what is not moving forward. I mean, yeah. This is the very last collab I had with Shily. It was a few days after our Vcard collab. 5 months ago. So, February 5th? This was the first time either of us messaged each other since our Vcard collab on February 1st. I asked Shylily if she wanted to play Split Fiction with me. It was a long game, but we would have been able to bond over white getting to know each other better. She told me she'd pass on the game, and that was fine. Then I asked Numi, who was also unavailable. She told me that Yuzu was interested, and I happily played through the game with her. Yeah, I think Shylily didn't seem to know where the info came from, because, I mean, she tells her, oh, huge fucking respect to reach out. You could have kept it to yourself, after all. Hey, Lily, would you want to play this together this Thursday and maybe Friday? I'm not sure how long the game will be, Lamau. It comes out on Thursday. It's the next game from the It Takes Two devs. Sorry, I'm gonna have to pass. WoW new season dropping Wednesday, and I'm gonna take an extra day off just blast WoW with my friends. No problem, Lily. I hope you have fun. The last time Shylily and I spoke was when she reached out to me about disconnecting problems she was having with OBS, trying to fix my own disconnecting problems, or what made me move back in with my parents before this convo. So this is on March 11. So after this, Sinder chat told me you've had this specific issue as well and managed to fix it after it tortured you endlessly. Are they just yapping, or do you actually have a cure? Cinder says, so I had disconnecting problem with my OBS for so long, but I was only getting this pop-up within the past month or two. I'm not sure what exactly fixed it, but there was two things I did before it stopped happening. One was to uncheck the browser source hardware acceleration box in OBS setting. I think I did that too, by the way. This is giving me PTSD. And the other, I had to repair some of my System32 files in command prompt. But I have no idea how I did that because I just followed direction on some forum. I don't know which one is the actual solution, but I haven't been having problem for over a week now. Only a week? I thought you fixed your issues a while ago. She says, I wish. False alarm, I guess. I'm praying that this time it is actually fixed. Thanks for trying to help, Wookie. I'm gonna try to bother Mythic. Hope you don't have any more problems with it. I was going on for like 6 months for me. Dude, I could never explain. It's happened out of nowhere. I changed nothing. Now I can stream for 5 minutes. Yep. Fucking hate my life. Kill me every day. Such a mood, queen. After this, there were 2 different repo collabs Shylily and I were both supposed to be a part of. This was when I thought things started to change between me and Shylily. So on March 21st, this was the first repo collab. It was originally going to be on the 15th, but was rescheduled to be the 21st. Shylily was supposed to be there, but she decided to cancel last minute due to a Bikini Bottoms collab she had going on that day. I understood just like everyone else, and this alone wasn't a problem to me. It's kind of a stacked collab. The second collab never happened, but was being planned in a group chat. Shylily was added to the chat, but apparently couldn't make it shortly after. She never messaged in this chat directly before she was removed. These are all the messages here, and it never went anywhere after this. Okay, they're all like barred out. Whoop, Lily can't make it. I guess this is the part we're supposed to pay attention from. And then this person removed Shylily from the group. From Dan, these are the rest of my DMs with Shylily. Below I'll explain them and other events that were happening in between them. Cinder's like, do you want to play the Vcard sim together sometime soon? I missed you during the repo collab last week. I hope you're doing well, Lily. Or I found this cute co-op. This is like a week after. Souls-like slime game. It looks like there's a water and fire slime we can play as. Then she wishes her a good stream, like 4 days after, and bumping this in case you missed it. And then, hey, Lily, is everything okay? I know I've been told you aren't the best with messages, and I get we're both super busy with things all the time. But I kind of feel like I've upset you in some ways and wanted to ask you directly. April 21st. This kind of reminds me of Bunny Ayu's tweets with Silverveil, not gonna lie. Like, at one point they were talking very frequently, and then at one point, Silver just stopped responding.
I messaged Shylily the day after the above collab chat happened when the new Vcard rules were announced and the tabletop sim version was revealed. I would have thought she'd love the idea of playing together to advertise and show off the new rules of her game. It'd generate hype and renewed interest in Vcard after lots of people were dissatisfied with the first edition's game mechanics.
Yeah.
It was an idea motivated by the business implications of it, but it was something to do together as friends that I thought we'd both be excited about. It would have benefited us both, and the entire brand.
I think, look, they just think differently than you. That's it. Like, I think they're just not about that. Do you want to play the Vcard sim together sometime soon? I missed you during the repo collab last week. I hope you're doing well. Then this is where she rated Shylily. Do we watch it again?
Oh, hello. Ignore what you just saw. But okay. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Hello. Oh. Hello, raiders. Hello. Last Berserker, because we were sponsored, but the game was really fun, so I just kept playing for like a million more hours. Hello, everyone! Hello! The Pyro Pop raid! Hello, Pyro Pops! What did you guys do? I am low-key addicted.
Okay, I don't know. For me, it's a pretty warm welcome message, and she's also like mentioning Power Pop, so obviously it's Sinder. I guess she just really wanted her to say her name, like, specifically. How dare you now mention me by my full legal name?
Shylily greeted the raiders and didn't say hi to me, or thank me for the raid. I didn't see it when it happened, but if you were to watch for another 5 minutes, after she'd basically moved on with her stream, you'd see she then did quickly thank me for the raid. If she was able to greet my raiders when the raid first happened, then why couldn't she have also said hi and thanked me then? I wasn't upset about this since it was just one raid. But Nano's document had a link to the exact timestamp this raid happened in Shylily's defense.
But she thanked her after. I mean, she just didn't think about it on the spot. Wait, do you I feel like I've done that so many times where I start talking about something, stop, and then switch to something else, and then go back to it after.
A week later, I still hadn't heard from Shylily. I messaged her again about playing a different game together. I just wanted to hang out since she hadn't been able to make the past 2 collabs that we were both supposed to be a part of, and maybe she didn't like my idea about Vcard. She turned me down when I asked about Split Fiction a month earlier, so it's not like she hadn't done that before, or couldn't have done that again.
So she raided Shylily again.
I'm actually not so excited to hang out tomorrow, cause like, you know how it is. Stuff just happens, and now I'm busy, but you know, if you bagged me, I guess I could maybe move things around. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, hello, Pyro Poppers! Hi! How you doing? We playing some Honkai Star Rail. We had a sponsor earlier. Oh, we do. No, we don't have a sponsor anymore. It's been like an hour since. I'm catching up in Honkai. It's really cool. I got the dragon lady. Hello, Pyro Poppers. What did you guys do?
New theory. Cinder is Beetlejuice.
I wish I had more time to play. Like, there's too many games I love deeply. I don't have...
Okay, from the way this was introduced, I really thought Shylily didn't say hi or thank me for the raid like you'd expect their friend to do. Like, I thought she just straight up ignored her. There's really nothing weird so far.
Shylily didn't say hi or thank me for the raid like you'd expect your friend to do, or any streamer to do. She said hi to my raiders, but didn't thank them either. She goes on to read one of my chat messages, but this was the second time Shylily had an off-putting reaction to me sending my community to her in the past couple weeks, coupled with removing herself from collabs I was a part of and ghosting my messages. This more recent trade was not linked in Nano's document. I decided to DM her again to bump what I sent her before. After still not hearing from her, I was convinced I had done something wrong.
Okay, but people don't have to be friends with you. Like, this is exactly the same problem that Sinder has with Silverveil, by the way. It's the exact same thing. They're getting upset at them because these girls probably just didn't like her vibe. They saw something off-putting and they told themselves, I'm gonna keep away. And that's their prerogative. You can't force people to be friends with you. You can be cordial when you meet in business settings, in raids, etc., at cons, sure. But yeah, this is too much.
I wasn't expecting an over-the-top reaction from Shylily just because I raided. Just a hello and thanks for the raid, like any other streamer would do, especially from someone who was a friend. In the past, Silverveil, who read and I knew had a problem with me, purposely refused to say my name when I raided her. She continually ghosted my messages, and got a model from Nano at a suspicious time, among other things, which will all be shown in her section. These specific experiences with someone else who didn't like me further led both Red and I to believe that Shily had a problem with me for some reason.
And got a model from Nano at a suspicious time, as if Nano wasn't one of the best, like, Live 2D model artists out there at the time. Or maybe still now, I don't fucking know. But, like, I feel like all the big VTubers get it from the same model artist. At the end of the day, you know, what really crossed the line there is that Redacted tried to, you know, talked about this to Nano less, and they just like the shit talking behind somebody's back based on the speculation.
I wouldn't have thought that the individual things I experienced with Shylily were pointing to a greater problem if they weren't all happening over the same few weeks. April 11th, 2025, the same day as my second raid, Red saw Nano working on a new model for Shylily for the first time. He messaged her and asked questions about the timeline of the model.
Dude, For sure, Shily would be so pissed after she saw these set of DMs between Nano and Red, and then this set of DMs between Numi and Sinder. She'd be like, what the actual fuck? So I'll reread this, even though they're in the analysis section. Congrats on a Lily model, Nano. Aw, thank you. When did she ask you about doing one? And do you have a lot of other models lined up beside ours? Oh no, it's just hers, and finish up a few things on redacted name. I'll probably stop taking new models after Lily and work with current clients. Gotcha. Was it recently that Lily messaged you, or has it been planned for a while, since February or March? Red says, I asked Nano about Lily and her projects like I would any other time. Nano gave me the information. Okay, this is a duplicate, I'm pretty sure. The next day, Red went back to Nano to ask about Shylily again and tell her what I've been experiencing with her. These are also the last messages that Red had with Nano and the last conversation either of us had with her in either of our DMs and project server. I had no knowledge of these conversations until Nano's document was released 2 weeks later. So Red here says that he didn't share any of this conversation or the conversation above with Sinder because there wasn't anything super meaningful or pressing I thought she needed to know about. Hey Nano, do you have more plans with Lily besides just a model, like outfits or merch or anything? Been just a model so far. Okay, her asking you for a model recently just made the antenna go up. She's been acting weird towards Sinder lately and we don't know if something's going on. Oh, that's weird, ever since after Vcard launched. But what you consider weird? Lately dipping out of collabs that we're both part of at the last minute, now ghosting her message. Sinder's raided her a couple times in the past week and Lily won't acknowledge Sinder by name. Just like weird petty stuff. That's super weird since they both share the same store. Around Vcard's launch, they were talking about collabing, and I don't know what happened, but her asking you for a model after that was just weird, even though she said she doesn't plan on getting a new model anytime soon, although redacted name was kind of mean to her about using an L2D item one time. I don't know, I hate that we keep bringing you into drama. Yeah, I thought it was quite early to go for a new model. Redacted name looks a bit menacing, so I don't talk to her. It feels like we're gonna have to compete with Lily if she's ghosting Sinder and wants the same model mama. I mean, this is the problem with this line of thinking. Oh, we're gonna have to compete with her. Now the thing is that now they're claiming that I think Red here will say that Sinder didn't know. This is the only time I ever said anything to anyone other than Sinder about competing with Lily. If Lily had a problem with Sinder at the time, started working with our model artist, then yes, we wouldn't be working together anymore. In my mind, we'd be competing with her. This is your issue, Red. This is your issue. At the very least, over Nano's time. If Lily wasn't treating Sinder differently, I would have had any reason to think of the timing Lily's model with Nano was suspect, and no reason to ask Nano anything when she started working on Lily's model. I would have felt the same way about it that Sinder did. Between these screenshots, they were talking about something unrelated. Real? Is it just Sinder and blah blah that you've been continuously doing model outfit fors? We've had the demon update list. I find our arcade for you soon. I think it is. I have an outfit for bar.name planned too. As for bar.name, got nothing for now, and she's always come up with something. Do you know who's rigging Lily's model? Gonna be redacted. Thanks, Nano. Sorry for all the question. Just gotta stay informed, especially when it comes to our top artist. Never break. Yeah, you look so bad here, Red. You look so bad. And, I mean, he made Sinder look bad because of that, because he's representing her. Don't worry, just don't stress too much with the side things. It's bad for balding. I'm gonna go bald now. I'll keep you in the loop around anything else going on with that. The balding, no you fool, just stupid drama. They don't have to end her career for a nothing burger. How is her career ended? She made 30k yesterday on her return stream. I think she could have not dropped the document and just returned. Show her new doggo. That would have been more powerful than a 1000-page document. Like, literally people were saying that she couldn't become a VTuber anymore. That's nonsense. Why wouldn't she stay a VTuber? They had to go public with this because people, like, when it comes to... when you don't know who else you've been slandered to, then you have to... and to how many people you've been blacklisted, then you had to make it public or else you'll never find out who. So like when Silver Veil came out with her side of the story, she after said that a lot of artists reached out to her and told her, I'm sorry, I canceled X project because I believe the things that were said. So it's only after people hear from these kind of stuff that then you connect the dots. Yeah. How's the reading going? It's going pretty well. In nature, it's easier to lie than tell the truth. Well, I think it's easier to tell the truth because when you lie, it inevitably catches up to you. And also in nature, animals don't tell lies. And animals only live in the present, at least like most of them. Then Red asked, I stayed informed with Nano's plans because of who she was to us and our brand. It's always been that way and it's never been a problem with her. I said we had to stay competitive, as in a general sense with the entire VTuber sphere, even when we shouldn't have to, with someone like Lily, who we thought was a friend, now acting this way. We aren't the ones getting a model from the artist of the other GC owner out there out of the blue and ghosting them and refusing to acknowledge them. It wasn't either of us who had a problem with Lily or treating her differently for no apparent reason. Well, clearly you do have a problem with her. No, hold up, Red. It's literally in the screenshot just below. You can't say that and then show this. Is this you before you start drawing for the day? You got me, blah, blah, blah. Me getting GS to start the work shift, lol, real same. I'm just gonna reread that because just for a refresher. Okay, what do you think would be better? Updating parts of the demon model like we did? Or making a new demon model? I don't know how much new stuff you ended up doing for the angel outfit, even though it was going to use a 2.0 as a base. At this point, I'll always suggest new models since she's pretty old now, but it's your money, your orders. The demon is the oldest 2.0 model. Well, we'd want to update the demon with the new toggles we've had, but also to use as a base for the arcade outfits and then do an ice demon at the start of next year. Whatever you guys prefer, okay, we'll let you know. Nano, we're brainstorming new design ideas. Is there any ideas or team you'd have in mind for the Sinder model? These are my last messages with Nano. I guess saying anything bad about Lily was a step too far for her. I don't know why. She think I was lying about Lily for some reason. She didn't just ask me to verify what I was telling her instead of leaking our messages. I never asked, told, implied, or said anything to Nano about not working with Lily or canceling her models she already started, and I had no intention to. I mean, okay, I kind of disagree with Red here. I don't like the implication that you need to speak to somebody when you realize that they've been lying to you. And I feel like most therapists would also tell you that you don't owe them an explanation. And for what for? Because you already know their stance. So all he would have done there is, you know, try to tell her that, oh, that's not what I meant, or maybe lie to her more. So I don't feel very strongly about the argument that Red is doing here. And speaking from personal experience, okay, this is only my perspective and you don't have to agree, but I am somebody that usually tells people exactly what they've done wrong, what I believe they've done wrong. And let me tell you that every single time I've done it, it's never changed anything. And most of the time it's been used against me. So I actually don't think that it's a good trait to have, but maybe that's just because I've had some bad experience with that. Real, I do that too, and it didn't do anything. Like, I over-explained myself, and my therapist literally told me, like, that you shouldn't do that. Like, you don't have to do that anymore. But hey, if people want to keep doing it, that's fine. Like, I would like to think that it's a good thing. I think I would like to think that transparency is a good thing. Unfortunately, in this world, I feel like some people take advantage of that. So I still hadn't heard from Shily, so I tried messaging Bosca about my previous DMs to her. Hey Bosca, hope you've been well. Could you bump Lily for me? I sent her a couple messages about hanging out sometimes, but not sure she's seen them. Yo, I will continue to convo for planning things in the group chat. Also, side note, Lily rarely uses Discord, only really uses it for business meetings and stuff. Wait, really? That's kind of cool. I guess she checks out more when she's not streaming. Thank you, Bosca. We are messaging kind of frequently a month or two ago. That's why I asked, but it's no worries. Bosca told me Shylily rarely uses Discord and only really uses it for business meeting and stuff, which was weird because until these past few weeks, I didn't have any problems getting a hold of her in our DMs. I hadn't had to message Bosca to get to Shylily since before October 2024, so this was out of the ordinary by now. The messages below were the same day in the group chat with us and Shylily. I was fine with not doing anything together, and I just wanted to hear from her since I had no idea if something was wrong. Nothing else was ever said in this chat. Yo, usually use group to schedule Lily's things so I can put all in her schedule. To mention, she is very occupied the coming months since she will be traveling around to, I don't know, censored word, and will be hanging a while with censored words. Thank you, Bosca. I'm free to plan anything. I had mentioned playing the tabletop sim version of Vcard together, or cute co-op slime souls, like, if it's okay if she's not interested in either. Bosca told me Shylily wouldn't be very occupied in the coming months because of a trip somewhere, implying I shouldn't expect to plan something. And then this was my last message to Shylily 5 days before anyone posted their documents. I tried to talk to her about whatever was going on and clear things up between us. Shylily never responded, even after praising me in the past for having the balls to reach out to her. Well, it seems that by this point, she wouldn't have answered because they were probably planning to drop the Google Docs, right? And they kept delaying it because of Bao's surgery. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.